Okay, to finish up this particular unit, I want to talk, earlier I said I wanted to discuss a change of income and briefly elasticity. One of the non-price determinants of demand and supply was a change of income. A change of income affects only demand, so we don't have to worry about supply. And when we talk about a change of income, we're talking about three different types of goods. We're talking about a normal good, an inferior good, or a luxury good. None of them have anything to do with the degree of quality to them, well, except for luxury. Inferior or normal good does not have anything to do with actual quality. But instead, and I have up here, hopefully again you can see it, a normal good. As my income increases, so does the demand for my good. As my income increases, so does the demand for the good. An inferior good. As my income decreases, the demand for the good, I have this incorrect, excuse me. As my income increases, the demand for the good will decrease, or as my income decreases, the demand for the good will increase. Again, that's that inverse relationship. They work like a seesaw. And finally, a luxury good is a good where the demand for the good rises sharply as my income increases. Those are the definitions, and you can pretty much just get them out of the book. But I want to explain them and give you an idea of these. Let's take a look at an inferior good. Right now, as an inferior good, in this stage of your life, you might be starting a family, you might have a house, you have education. So your expenses are relatively pretty high, and it might take all of your income to actually support you and your family should you have one. So therefore, given the fact that you don't have a lot of income left over, and let us assume that you like to eat cereal in the morning, maybe Cheerios, when you go shopping, instead of picking up the $5.99 box of Cheerios made by, I think it's General Mills, you might pick up the great big ShopRite bag for $2.99, okay? Because that's what your budget will allow you to do. 3-4 years from now, you're ready to graduate, maybe before that, and you go out and get your first job, and now all of a sudden you're making $50,000 or $60,000 a year. So your income now is higher than your expenses. Let us just assume for that. When you go to the ShopRite store now, and you pass the Cheerios, well, you might not, because your income is higher, you might not buy the ShopRite plastic bag of Cheerios. Instead, you might buy the General Mills Cheerios. And therefore, we call that the difference between an inferior good and a normal good. As your income went up, the demand for the ShopRite Cheerios actually went down. Subsequent to that, as your income went up, the demand for General Mills cereal actually went up. And that gives you kind of an idea of an inferior good. Again, it has nothing to do with quality. I want to say maybe perceived quality. It might have something to do with that you take a look at the inferior good at something not as good as the normal good. But there's subjectiveness to that. And finally, a luxury good is a good where your demand increases sharply. You play the Delaware lottery, you win $10 million, you go out and you buy the Lamborghini. That would be a luxury good, where the demand for the good rises sharply as your income rises. Finally, what we want to talk about is elasticity. All elasticity does is measure how sensitive you are to a change in price. You meaning either the consumer or the producer. If I'm the consumer, and the price of a firm lowers their price this much, if a firm lowers their price this much, let's just say this much, a change in price. And because of that, we know that if the price of a good goes down, the quantity demanded of that good will go up, and subsequently to that, we see the quantity demanded moving this much, we say that the demand is elastic. meaning that that small change in price resulted in a greater change in quantity demanded. So therefore, that's all elasticity is. It measures how sensitive consumers and producers are to a change in quantity. If you have any questions at all, post them on Blackboard, email me personally. I will address your email. I will then post the response on discussion board so that everybody can benefit, and ask all your other fellow classmates to please check discussion board. And if you have an understanding, and I'm sure you will, have an understanding of the concept, respond to it. That way we can keep the lines of communication open. Thank you very much. Have a great day.